So in this next exercise, Jamaica and I want to show you how you can use a succession of changes out of the circle from 20-meter circles in the canter and counter-canter to, a walk transition and a 10-meter circle to prepare for your next up transition into a counter-canter for a little while. And rather than explaining the whole pattern, I think it's better if I just write it for you, and then you can watch it and take bits and pieces as much as you like and work them into your exercise and practice routine. I've come up with this idea because horses like Jamaica who are getting tense easily in the beginning of the counter-canter, because it is quite a bit more work for them to take up that much balance, shift in balance, and still stay in a good canter frame. It's a lot of work, and it makes them a little bit uneasy in the beginning. And so I always think distraction is our friend. You distract the horse from the hard parts by mixing it up with other elements that they are comfortable with and that they know already. And then, you don't expand for too long onto the difficult or the harder part. So with that said, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to take, I'm on the 20-meter circle around X right now, and I'm going to go onto a 10-meter circle to my left here, which is my first change out of the circle onto a 10-meter circle. And I'm going to take this as my preparation to take Jamaica into the counter-canter when I come across the center line right here. And it's a little bit, I'm almost like out of haunches in. You can see it, half a circle of counter-canter, which then I'm going to take, changing out of the circle onto the next one into a true canter. And here we are. So the relief comes pretty quickly for the horse. There's not a lot of, really strenuous work that needs to be done. And then I'm going to take her onto a 10-meter circle here, just to slow her down a little bit, prepare her for a walk transition. And then I'm going to go stay on that 10-meter circle for a moment and let her, catch her breath for a moment, but also already with my thought to the next counter-canter up transition. And at this point here, I'm looking into a little bit of haunches in feeling. Doesn't matter if the head comes up a little bit. And then I'm going to go right into the counter-canter here. So, good girl, half a circle only. Change out of the circle again into true canter here. And it's not so surprising that she feels relief and then she's like, oh, okay, that was not so bad. Then I'm going to come across the center line, go back onto a smaller circle, like a 10-meter circle in the canter. Always with the idea to settle the horse, prepare for the walk transition, stay on that 10-meter circle for a moment here, and just always, as you are on that 10-meter circle, you can collect your thoughts and think what you want to do to make that next counter-canter up transition the easiest. So haunches in a few steps here is what I recommend, and then you go right back into your counter-canter for just half a circle here. You're going to change again out of the circle. There you go, good girl. And it's relief for the horse. Oh, and you get actually a really super nice true canter out of this. Then we're going to go back onto the 10-meter circle here in the canter, preparing for the walk transition. Good girl. So breathe out. Walk transition. 10-meter circle. Good girl. Very good girl. And give yourself and your horse time. That's why this is such a good exercise, to just be very, very quiet and calm. A little bit of haunches in feel here and into the up transition again. So, and this, of course, this half circle here doesn't have to be perfectly accurate yet. That will come with more practice. You can see that I have to use quite a bit of my seat and help her with supporting rein aids as well to make this all happen. But you have to start somewhere, and you can't expect that these things will start out smooth and easy and light feeling. But I think this is such a good example with a lovely horse like Jamaica, who's had a 3-day eventing background, and who's done a lot of great stuff in her life, just not that much dressage. And so, you know, here again, preparing to haunches in, good girl, yeah, and up transition, good girl. And she's such a good sport about it. You know, she could easily say, oh no, I'm getting flustered. And that's the last thing I want to do. That's why I keep these patterns, you know, interesting with just enough change of direction and change of shapes so that the horse can feel comfortable with all of these different things. And here's our last one. Again, back down onto the walk, 10-meter circle here. And on that circle, we're already thinking, you know, haunches, either haunches in on the circle or haunches out for the new upcoming up transition. And there it is. Oh, good girl. There she got me a little bit of a change there. No big deal. Oh, good girl. So I did it a little bit too many times. No big deal. I totally get that. These things happen. Good girl. And maybe she had to itch. So we'll do it one more time. May have been a tiredness. It may have been that I didn't pay enough attention. So I'm just going to go right back here onto the 10-meter circle. And we're going to work through this together one more time. Good girl. So, you know, we're just going to go. There you go. Good girl. A little bit of haunches out. And then into the up transition. Good girl. So, yeah, I can tell she's starting to get a little frazzled here. But I just want to end on a good note. And as always, you know, I want the horse to feel really good about it. So we're going to give it a little bit of a longer rein here in the canter and stay on the circle just to stretch it out. Make her feel like, you know, I'm not keeping her artificially together longer than necessary. Good girl. So then we're going to spiral in on this nice long rein. Good girl. Breathe out and walk. And that's a job well done. Thank you so much, Jamaica. Yeah, so, you know, nothing happens, like I always say, overnight. And you just, you know, if something doesn't go quite right, you just take a little moment. And it's always up to you. You know, do you think your horse had enough? Then you stop, go to something else. No reason to, you know, try and prove something that can't be proven. She did so many good repetitions of this, and it's still all very new to her. So, with that said, never get into an argument with your horse. Always say, okay, let's just see if we can get it one more time just to round it off. And then if it isn't, you just say, tomorrow's another day. Well done. Every effort is worth so much when you think about it. They're giving us their all and their everything every day. And so, gratitude, right? Thank you, Jamaica. And happy riding. Good girl. So, get a little treat. Here you go. Here you go.